This week on The Rock, we start by taking a look at all the good things that have happened in 2020. Next, we see what it's like to get a DIY haircut. Then, we take a minute with Bradley Logan as he tells us how to stay fit during quarantine. Next, we get an inside look at what a week with Gabe Burnett is like. And finally, we see what the ACT Theater is doing during shutdown. All that and more this week on The Rock, Pandemic Edition. Welcome back to The Rock AHS. I'm Mason Bakke. We have a great show lined up for you today. To start, 2020 has been a little dark, a little confusing, and it's easy to forget all the good things that have happened this year. Luckily, Lily Rose Day made a segment all about the great things that have happened in 2020.
It is no secret that a lot of bad things have happened in 2020. There's the coronavirus, Australia caught on fire for a bit there. We thought World War III was gonna happen for a second. There's like murder hornets in Washington now. And with all the bad things going on, it's really easy to forget about all the good things. And so I made a list of good things happening in 2020. Firstly, since we're all stuck at home, animal shelters have noticed a huge increase in adoptions, which means that all these animals have a place to stay. Super great. Look at this lady. She is wearing a mask and her dog's wearing a little vest. Oh, I'm gonna cry. It's so sweet. Also, you've probably noticed, Netflix has added Avatar: The Last Airbender. So now we all get to relive our childhood in quarantine instead of going out and infecting people. I think that's pretty cool. Disneyland is donating all their excess food to like food banks and homeless people during the quarantine when they're shut down. Which means, I don't know. Yay, capitalism? Yeah. Zoos are live streaming their animals. That's crazy. Which one do we want to watch? We'll do Shark Cam at the Monterey Bay. It's a pretty good time to be alive right now. The Chicago Zoo, let out all their penguins, and they got to run around and, look at tigers. I would love to be a penguin in a zoo looking at tigers. Look at it's a shark. Look at it's another shark. They're friends. It's like I'm there at the zoo. Wow. Look, a stingray. Is that? Nope, that is super not a stingray. There's no stinger. What is that? I bet I could probably find out. Thank you, zoo. Look at that shark. He's so happy. Aww. In addition, Disney Plus is making a live-action Percy Jackson series. We finally get justice after the movies. And if you were never really a Percy Jackson kid, you have plenty of time to start while in quarantine. Okay, you guys remember the Curiosity rover? The one that, died on Mars and it sung itself happy birthday every year all alone? They're sending up another one to the current Mars rover, Mars 2020, Perseverance rover. Now, they'll have somebody to sing happy birthday together. Isn't that so sweet? Wow. I really like the fact that humans can bond to anything, even robots. Look at, they're friends. They're friends. August 18th is the 100th year anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. Kind of weird that was only 100 years ago, but look at us, making progress. We don't wear hats like that, and we can vote now. Crazy. Oh, Hawaii and the island of Palau have banned toxic sunscreens, which is a huge step in protecting coral reefs. They're the first nation in the world on January 1st to ban common commercial sunscreens. And Palau, I don't know if you guys have seen Palau, but they're famous for their underwater wonderland. Look at that. That's a real thing that exists in the world. Things live there, and we're finally starting to protect it. A Detroit non-profit has been started to help save the bees. They're using empty rooftops? Yeah, empty rooftops and empty lots for beehives and beehives farms. That's so cool. As the weather warms up, their bees and millions of others we'll get busy. My favorite part about this is that it's called Bees in the D. For Detroit. Bees in the Detroit. So you look at, they're on rooftops in Detroit, Michigan. Wow. I would love to be a bee there. Look at how happy that bee looks. Aww. So, a lot of hard things have happened in 2020. But I think as the year goes on, a lot of good things will also happen. 'Cause I feel like we're all pretty strong people, and we've made it this far.
Thank you, Lily. That was awesome. You know what isn't awesome, though? All of our hair right now. It's just a little weird not having a haircut for so long. That's why our own Rowan Toll decided to take matters into his own hands, or I guess his dad's, to get a DIY haircut.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? What do you mean? You're trying to cut your hair with a pair of scissors. Do you really think that's a good idea? How hard can it be? Whoops. See, I told you. Come on, let's do this the right way. If you're like me, you probably have a lot of hair by now. It's been over 2 months since almost everything shut down, including hair salons. Now, after all that time, I'm in dire need of a quarantine haircut. Luckily, my dad should have the tools for the job. Let's see if we can finally fix this mess.
Hey buddy, we're gonna go get a haircut. Yeah.
Ready to see me look shaved? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? These are the tools required for this unique operation.
There we go.
Yippee.
Oh boy. He's ready, Johnny.
Every little noise makes me flinch.
Oh, you'll be fine in a couple of months.
I don't want to have to wait a couple of months to where I can look myself in the mirror and not scream. Well, I'm not bleeding yet.
Not for the moment. Let's save that for the end.
Oh, lovely. I can't wait.
Good. Enough of the sideburns.
Yep. Don't worry, it'll grow back.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, there's like a little bit of a puffy puff there.
Just
Oh,
keep recording.
there we go.
I want it all on camera.
Famous last words.
You are all being
Would you
witnesses.
trust this man?
Your buzzed
see.
front.
Let's see. It's actually not that bad.
Except for the buzzed front.
I am covered in hair. I look like Bigfoot.
And Dad.
Looking good. I think we got it all. Wait, come here. We're here. I'll fix your face.
So, what have we learned? Well, for one, don't let a crazy man cut your hair. But despite that, I'm still left with a pretty good haircut. Overall, as long as you have the right tools and someone with a steady hand, you should be fine. Don't be afraid to get a haircut. The sooner you get it over with, the better. From the Rocket AHS, I'm Rowan Tull.
Wow, Rowan, you look awesome. You know who doesn't look awesome right now? Me. Quarantine hasn't done me any favors. That's why Bradley Logan made a segment all about staying fit during quarantine.
2, 3, 4. Oh hey, I didn't see you there. Well, now that you're here, I've got some news to tell you. With everyone being forced to stay inside during quarantine, it has affected many people's daily lives. One big issue that has arose from this pandemic is that people are not staying fit. People are stuck inside all day, so they are less motivated to keep active. But there is an easy way to keep fit during quarantine. The best option is to do a quick exercise in between your less active activities. For example, if you're reading a book, do a few sit-ups after each chapter. If you're playing a game, do a couple push-ups after you finish a match. If you're watching a show or movie, pump some iron in between each episode. But if those don't sound appealing to you, another thing you can do to keep fit is to simply go outside. You can walk a dog, or ride a bike, or you can just go for a jog in the woods. As long as you get out and active, that's what counts. Remember to always stay hydrated, and if you plan on going outside to exercise, remember to always wear a mask just in case you see someone. Reporting from the Rocket AHS, I'm Bradley Logan. 6, 7...
Thanks, Bradley. That was epic. You know what else is epic? Gabe Burnett's life. So he did us all a favor and made a vlog about what a week with Gabe is like.
Hello, this is Gabe Burnett, reporting for Quarantine Log 60, 75. Don't care, haven't been keeping track. Anyways, like most of you all, my life has been turned upside down by this pandemic. Just flipped over like an alligator you're trying to get to fall asleep. But I try to find some structure in my life. Every morning, I start the same way. I get out of bed, I get dressed, sometimes I shower, sometimes I don't. Anyways, I come downstairs and I make the same breakfast, most days. A bowl of Cheerios with cinnamon, fake sugar, and banana slices. I don't know, it's just the same thing every day. Maybe that's the reason I can't keep track of time. If I had a meal plan, you know, my time would be more structured. But I never bothered to learn any new cooking skills. I probably should, but I just don't. One of the perks of this quarantine is being able to spend extra time with my father. I like to think we have a pretty good dynamic for parent and child. We just have so much fun together.
Stop it.
No. Ow! You threw a literal pencil at me. As opposed to a figurative pencil.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
You want to hear a joke?
Sure.
Okay. So, there's this lumberjack who goes into the woods. And he walks along and he finds this huge, massive pine. It's the biggest tree he's ever seen in his life. He looks at it and thinks, wow, I'm going to get a whole lot of timber out of this. And he's about to cut it down, but the tree cries out, no, do not hurt me. I am the wisest, oldest tree in the forest. And the lumberjack says, you're a talking tree? And the tree says, yes, I'm a magical talking tree. And the lumberjack grins and says, then you'll dialogue.
Aside from entertaining my father, one of the things I mostly fill my time with is homework, which I perform with the most productivity possible. Don't believe me? Take my word for it. I got it all on camera.
Why is it so hard?
Get out of here, stupid fly. I'm a wizard. Anyways, and that little tidbit you just saw right there is how I got my B in English to an A in English. But it's lunchtime, and kind of in the same position as we were at breakfast time with the Cheerios. See, I just don't know anything, you know what I mean? I don't know. I should work harder and learn how to cook something other than tough ramen.
And there we have it. A nice bowl of top ramen.
Anyways, besides eating ramen and doing homework, I will often spend my time either mindlessly scrolling through my smartphone or making art. Contrary to common belief, I actually enjoy painting very much. It's one of my favorite things to do ever since I took Duluth's painting class. I also do a fair bit of drawing, which honestly I think is better than the painting. It's just easier, because, less color to work with. But geez, I mean, it seems nice, but look at my posture. But, not everything's gonna be perfect. And that's quarantine log number... Doesn't matter. This is Gabe Burnett, signing off.
And finally, to wrap up our show, Ali Perez made a segment all about what ACT Theater is doing during shutdown.
Closed due to the pandemic, Anacortes Community Theater has recently created Quarantine Theater, a way to keep theater alive digitally. They are asking individuals to send in videos of songs or scenes they have performed in their homes alone or with their housemates to share with the community through social media.
I think it stemmed somewhat from knowing that we were going to have to postpone High School Musical, and that show was just ready to go. Everybody sounded great, and I really wanted to do the group number. We're all in this together where everyone could see it, and so I think that sort of started it, and that was the first goal, was let's see if we can get it going.
To keep the memory alive of our cast, Willa McLaughlin, who's the manager at the theater, she asked us all to send in a video of our parts of We're All in This Together. So it's kind of cool to see everyone together again.
Just as much as the actors wanted to act, we have audience members that miss going to shows and seeing theater, and I've had so many people post that it brings just a little bit of joy every morning into their life, and that was one of the goals, and we're really glad that we achieved that.
I follow Act Theater on Instagram, and so I love seeing what everyone is coming up with. It's super fun and kind of makes me feel like I'm still there with them, even though we're not.
I think as performers, it can be really isolating to be in quarantine without having an outlet for that. So this is a really great way so that my roommate doesn't have to listen to me obsessively singing the Frozen soundtrack over and over again. So I think it's a really great outlet for performers as well as an audience.
I always love to hear people sing together, and being able to take videos of Heather and Abby singing in two different places and putting them to sing together, and you're like, oh, they weren't really there, but they sound so good. That's been so much fun for me.
It still feels like there's something alive and energetic, even though everything is kind of laid back right now.
While quarantine theater isn't a replacement for actually performing, it is a great opportunity to have some fun during the current circumstances.
If you want to participate in quarantine theater, you can make a video of yourself performing a song or a monologue or a scene with the people that you have in your house, and send it to quarantinetheater@acttheater.com, or you can go to tinyurl/quarantinetheater and upload it there. And if you want to be an audience member for Quarantine Theater, you can watch it on our Facebook and Instagram pages.
That wraps up our show for this week. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, email us at therock@asd103.org. And with that, I'm Mason Bakke, and from our rock to yours, stay home, stay safe, and most importantly, have a great day, AHS. I'm wearing shorts with my tie. It's kind of sparkly. Look at this. It's got little flowers. I never knew that. That's pretty neat.